Hey everyone, so today we'll be doing SAT practice test number 5 and we'll be doing the no calculator section. So let's get started. Slope is 1 because of rate of change, and also the y-intercept is 1, so the answer would just be D. Number 2, the circle has the center of C, the center of O, as a circumference of 36 with a minimum arc of AC. Since there's 4 equal sections, so it'll just be 36 over 4, which will equal to 9. So A. Number 3, it asks you what are the solutions of the quadratic. So I'm just gonna factor this out first to make it simpler. And then x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. And then now I'm gonna find the factors. So in this case, it'll be negative 3 and positive 1. So x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. So B. Number 4, which of the following examples of the function whose graph in the xy plane has no x-intercepts? So a linear function whose rate of change is not 0. A quadratic function with real zeros? No, because it will pretty much look like this. So it could have zeros. A quadratic function with no real zeros? Well, yes, because pretty much zeros means the same thing as x-intercepts. So that would make sense in a cubic function with at least one real zero. Well, it has a 0, so no. And the linear function with rate of change is not 0. It can be pretty much, it doesn't have to have no x-intercepts. So we're gonna go to number 5. Okay, so they just gave you x is 9, and then find the value of k. So k plus 2 minus 9 equals 0. So therefore k, square root of k plus 2 equals 9. So square both sides. And then you get k plus 2 equals 81. So k is 79. So answer choice D. 6, it's asking to add them. So it'll just be a squared plus a. These two cancel. So therefore it's B. It's A. In this case, it's systems of equations. So you need to add $12. This person earns $12 per hour as a tutor and $9.5 per hour as a lifeguard. So X is tutor and Y is lifeguard. And then that has to be at least 220. So it has to be greater than or equal to, and no more than 20 hours. So therefore, it has to be less than or equal to 20. So therefore, it's C. 8. This is the equation of a line. This is the slope. This part is your slope, and this part is the y-intercept. So therefore, and y-intercept is when x is 0. So therefore, it's A. So we're going to be doing question number 9, and it asks about if the answer has to be greater than 0, and they want the value of x, y. So let's solve the specific equation. So 2y plus 6 equals 2x plus 6. So I'm going to plug in y equals x squared. So plug in x squared for y. And so 2x squared equals 2x. And then the 6 cancels because we subtract both of them. So 2x squared minus 2x equals 0. So 2x and then x minus 1 equals 0. So solutions are 0 and 1 if you factor them out. But in this case, x has to be greater than 0, so therefore answer is A. 1. So I'm just going to substitute a squared plus b squared for z and ab for y. So we're going to get 4a squared plus 4b squared plus 8ab. So therefore it's not this, not this, not this. So it has to be B, because if you expand that, that'll equal to this right here. Or you can factor this and you get 2a and then 2a and plus 2b plus 2b. And if you FOIL this out, you should get the same answer as above. Alright, let's go to the next. So we're going to solve for the volume of the new cylinder, given that the radius is twice the size and half the height of cylinder A. So volume of cylinder is volume equals pi r square h, where the volume is 22, which we're given that. And we know that, and I'm just going to say that the radius is 2. And if the radius is 2, then 4 pi times h has to equal to 22. So therefore, h has to be about like 1.75. Yeah, that's close enough. So, and then, yeah, so then I'm going to do the same thing, but except multiply the radius by 2, so 4 squared. And then I'm going to divide this by 2. So 1.75 divided by 2 would be 7 over 8. So 22 times 16 pi times 7 over 8. So this is 14 pi. Okay, then 14 pi. Pi is about 3.14. So therefore the answer is, it's about 43.96. So once you multiply these, so it'll be C. In number 12, it asks for which of the following is equivalent to 9 to the power of 3 over 4. So you can rewrite it as the 4th root of 9 cubed. And then 9 cubed could be written as 9 squared times 9. And we're given that 9 squared is 81. So we know that the 4th root of 81 has to be equal to 3, because 3 power 4 is 81. So the 3 goes outside, and then we're just left with the square root of 9, which is square root of 3. So therefore the correct answer is D. Alright, for number 13, we're given this equation, and N is cups of tea, and T is T's of bags, and we want to know how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea. So I'm just going to plug in a value. So I'm going to say like T equals 2. So in this case, N will just be 0. So if you add, and also I'm going to plug in like another value of T, which will be 1 greater than the existing one. So I'll just use 3. So 3 equals N plus 2, which N equals 1. So if you increase the cups by 1, then you increase the tea bags by 1. So therefore, the answer will be B. For number 14, it gives you an exponential relationship, and it's gonna ask you to find the negative of this. So therefore, this will be negative 2 to the power of x minus 1. So I'm just gonna, so you know it's not A, because the y value is not negative, and it can't be B because it doesn't reflect over the x-axis. So I'm gonna plug in. So C and D are pretty similar, except that one has a slope of, y-intercept of -2, another one has y-intercept of -1. So let me just plug in x as 0 to get the y-intercept. So 2 to the power of 0 is this 1. So -1 minus -1 equals -2. So therefore, the slope is -2. So what should be C? It says Alan can drive for 100 miles, and then average is 25 miles per gallon. And then he would like to reduce by $5, and assuming cost is $4 per gallon. So since he would like to reduce by $5, and since it costs $4 per gallon, then therefore the cost per gallon is 5/4. So therefore we can use this to set a proportion of miles to gallons. So 25 miles over 1 gallon, which can be over m over 5/4. And then you would get, believe, 125 over 4 miles. But none of them is in this answer choice, so let me just multiply both sides by 4. So 125 equals 4m, and then miles has to be divided by 25 miles per gallon, because this is gallons. So let me just divide both sides by 25 in order to get the average miles. So we're gonna get 4m over 25 equals 125 over 25. So those should be 5. So therefore we get answer choice D. Alright, next question, number 16. We're given that the boat costs $60 per hour. I'm going to use X as my variable, and he has to pay for a water safety course that costs $10. And he wants to spend no more than $280. So I'm going to do less than or equal to 280 for our maximum, since it says no more than. So they want the pretty much maximum number of hours, and X is hours. Okay, so 60X has to be less than or equal to 270, and it has to be also a whole number as well. So X has to be 270 over 60. So divide both sides by 3. So 2 over 9. Yes, so X has to be less than 4.5. In this case, it can only be a maximum whole number, so therefore it's 4. So the maximum number of hours you can rent a boat is 4. Number 17 is just solving the equation. So 2p plus 2 equals, plus 8p minus 8 equals 5p. So they want to solve for p. So 10p, 2 minus 8 is -6 equals 5p. So 5p has to equal to 6. So p is 6 over 5. And that's my answer. For 18, solve the system's equation. So x plus y over 2 equals 21 over 2. And I'm going to plug in y for 2x, so x plus 2x over 2 equals 21 over 2. So x plus x is 2x equals 21 over 2. Divide both sides by 2, and then we get 21 over 4, which should be my answer for 18. For number 19, we're just going to solve for a, and we know that a is in this form. So I'm going to multiply this side by x plus 2 to get the same denominator. So therefore, the numerator is 2x plus 4. So 2x plus 6 minus 2x plus 4 has to equal to a, because a has to be because a is the numerator of the final expression, so therefore 2x is canceled, and then you have the 6 minus 2, which is 6 minus 4, which is 2, so a is 2, because yeah, there's the negative sign right here. And 20 is, we're solving for x, so 180 minus 106 is 74, I believe. Yeah. And we can solve for this side, but we can use the two like interior angles equal to the exterior. So we're gonna do, so we know therefore that the angle is 97. So that's all for today's video, and let me know if you have any questions, and if you do, please leave it in the comment section below, or you could share it in our Instagram or Twitter account, and hope all of you have a good day.